What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. Listen, this time, honey, I am back with a Love and Marriage Huntsville extra. Even though this young lady, honey, ain't on the show no more, but she did a podcast with Miss Dutchess Lattimore. Okay, I'm talking about Miss Destiny Payton. Okay, the one that was on the Crime Stoppers. Okay, so it looked like her and Dutchess, formerly of Black Ink, right? Caesar's ex-girlfriend, they have came together, honey, to trauma bond. Okay, they see each other. So let's get off into it, because I got a lot to say, honey. Okay, let's get to it.
Your first impression was of me.
My first impression of you was, so the beauty of, I think, where we come from, I don't look at people based off of TV. I try not to even watch TV. So I've never watched the episode of my show. I've never watched the episode of your show.
Dutchess, you a damn lie. You are a damn lie. You had to have watched the show because you have complained many times about them talking about you on the show, using you for your likeness. You mentioned it in this interview. Okay, I see what her and Destiny got in common, honey. They both liars. They both play the poor perpetual victim. Okay.
So I didn't have anything to base it off of. It literally was, okay, it's a pretty girl. She a vibe. We already seem to like get along right now. Let me see if this is an energy that I would want to coexist with. And it was just natural. It was natural. It was genuine. And I don't even know what people think about you. That's the...
Girl, just watch the Crime Stoppers, okay? Just look up in the YouTube streets, honey, up in the algorithm, and you will see all the videos that we have made about Miss Destiny Lachey, okay? Whew.
Probably good and bad part. So I don't know if they think, oh, she's this or she's that. I don't know that. All I know is we had an amazing energy, a great vibe, and we've been
the same
clicked ever since. It's been...
Birds of a feather. What do I tell y'all?
I agree. The same for you. The same for you. But I did say, okay, yeah, she's a little fiery. Okay, I like her. She like me. You are. It's funny when we were at the restaurant. I kept thinking, she's saying the stuff that's on my face. Like, you know, my face talks, but you speak it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my life coach about you, and I was like, I just wish that I had more words like you. Because a lot of times I won't say stuff, but you will see it on my face, and when I do say stuff, it's like, okay. And then it may get a little...
Well, you immature, okay? You're very immature. You're very secretive. You're very catty. Okay? You can speak your truth. But I think that Destiny is ashamed. I do. And I don't believe that you don't have the words. I feel like, I don't know, you guys. Like I said, she's just immature and she gets too emotional. We could take it back to the Madani grand opening, okay? And how she treated Stormy and Melody, and, you know, how she let them get all up under her skin, honey. And Mel Nika had to talk some sense into her.
But you just like, blah, 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 blah. This how I feel. This was going to happen. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm learning.
It took a long time for that.
Really?
A very long time.
What do you think changed it?
Therapy.
Let's normalize therapy. Let's do that.
Therapy changed it for me. As a child, I was very reclusive. Like, I was very, I was an athlete. I love sports, but I didn't talk much or often.
Sharing and being open and vulnerable and being vocal, because you don't know how much that inspired me. Now, people think I'm like, oh, she gonna tell you how it is, but a lot I keep bottled in.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I don't know how it's gonna be received. And
girl, you keep shit bottled in. And then you act out on your anger. That's why you came up with them frivolous allegations on LB, honey, Mr. LaBarbecue. And no, I'm not going to stop calling him LaBarbecue. This is my channel. This is my house. And you don't tell the queen how to speak up in her house. Shame on y'all that was in the comments. Well, don't call him that, and that's so rude. And my people know better than that. That looked like that was somebody new. But yeah, let me get you together real quick. You don't go to other folks' channels telling them how to speak or telling them how to use their sense of humor. I think that shit is very weird, and get out of here with that. Okay, run away from me with this or with that. Okay.
And sometimes I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, we know you don't care. That's why you came up with them allegations at the last minute. Okay, instead of when the shit happened, that's when it would have been the most potent. You probably would have got your order then. Okay?
And when I don't care, sometimes it doesn't come across right. And so I have learned to kind of be quiet in the moments where I'm feeling some type of emotion that I really can't control. And that came from my current trauma, like dealing with domestic violence and all that stuff. But I also, and I don't know if I shared it.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Dealing with domestic violence, your current trauma. So when did this situation happen with her and LB? Was it, I think I read one of you guys said that it happened, what, right before she gave birth? Put it in the comments, guys. Because she acting like it's like real recent.
I've also experienced molestation myself. Multiple times. With multiple people from the age of 3 on up to probably about 8.
Mine was from 5 to 13.
Maybe 9 or 10.
But it was the same person.
Yeah, mine wasn't. And I remember, I didn't even know this. I talked to my aunt about it because it happened to some of my cousins. And she was telling me, and I was like, well, that happened to me too. And she said, yeah, you told us. And I was like, I told y'all. What do you mean? She was like, yeah, you told us. When you always spoke your mind when you were a little girl. I didn't know because nobody did anything about it.
Right.
And this is, I thank God that this didn't happen to you and I, because I feel like, and I know we use this word so much, but I feel like a lot of narcissism comes from trauma that was unheard. So people have to figure out how to cope, and they become a person that doesn't live in reality. And
Is that what you was thinking, girl, when you allegedly forged that man's signature? Okay. That's a really good point that she made, though. That was good. That was good, Destiny, but you need to walk your talk, girl.
So they force their world to be what they want it to be, no matter who it hurts or how it doesn't make sense. And so what do you think has brought you to this space of healing outside of therapy, that you are able even to speak about this?
I hate to give... I can't give that the credit because it's not that. It's the impact. Like when I'm out and I get to see how I have impacted women from, the opportunity of being exposed in TV, it made me feel like I was doing a disservice to myself and to so many other women that never had the opportunity to face their fears or be vocal about what they're going through or walk away from certain things that don't serve them. So when I'm on reality TV and I'm on this major platform, I'm just thinking about my impact on what am I doing and who am I impacting. And in those moments, I started seeing, I would go out, it would be a little girl, 4 or 5 years old. Oh my God, it's Dutchess. It could be a 72-year-old woman. Oh my God, it's Dutchess. When I started seeing that my impact stretches through all of those demographics, all of those age brackets, it made me realize that it would be a disservice for me to not use my trauma as my testimony, especially since I've dealt with facing it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't break me. It built me.
It made you unbreakable.
Yes, it really did.
Yeah.
So in that sense of things, it was kind of like, dang, if I don't expose this to people, or people look at me and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Oh my gosh, she's so this. You would think she never... But to know what I really went through, and it's so crazy. I have locks because I wanted to be ugly. The things that people would be like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. These were the things that I did to myself. All the tattoos. I got my first tattoo at 15. I did all of these things to myself to try to make me ugly so that no other man would want to make me a victim again.
Wow. Wow. Dutchess, it looked like you had a lot of issues before you even got with C's. That's what it looks like. And you guys, I'm not trying to make light of her pain, but what bothered me the most about this interview is how, she got to talking about C's and her time on Black Ink Crew. And let's try to get to that part. Okay, let's try to get up in there with it.
Domestic violence, I never really talked about the molestation part, but even forgiving yourself for thinking that it was your fault.
Now, real quick, did y'all notice how she mentioned that domestic violence again? So, I'm wondering, is she still talking about LB, or did you have something recent that happened with Moses? Is she even still with Moses? Okay.
It's a process because you don't even understand what it is.
Right. Even the domestic violence stuff. Me going through all those years of trauma as a child put me in a space to think that I deserved a certain level of treatment from a man. So I allowed that type of energy in my life for a long time. I remember being in college, and this dude I dated, he pulled me out of my car by my hair and dragged me into my front porch. And I'm looking back at that, I'm like, how could I think that
was okay or normal?
How could I think that?
Trauma.
But it's the trauma. So I allow myself, even on TV. I'm on TV on a public platform engaged to a man who, look at his track record. I'm being verbally, mentally, emotionally, I'm being abused in every aspect of the word, but I'm not allowing myself to acknowledge that because I feel like, okay, well, I'm in this space. I just need to cope. And not only that, you kind of think that you're going to be the person that changes people.
Oh, Lord. I talk about that all the time.
But you can't.
No. And this is one of the things.
And this is what bothered me, you guys, because if any of you all used to watch Black Ink Crew, Black Ink used to be my shit, especially when Dutchess was on there and her and Caesar was together. I liked them together at first, right? But Dutchess, you were a master manipulator. You would always come down with the crocodile tears. I don't know, you guys. What really bothered me with Dutchess was her hooking up with Donna. Remember when she was all flirty with Donna? And I think, she was engaged to C's. I think she ended up going out of town. I think she went to Miami with Sky and Donna, kissing all on Donna, sitting all on Donna's lap, dancing all sexual with Donna. Let Donna eat you out, and then you get your ass back to New York and you tell C's, baby, it wasn't me. I didn't do nothing, babe. It was her. She took advantage of me. Caesar didn't believe that shit. Okay. And Dutchess had that image on the show where she wanted to act goody-goody, and I graduated cum laude in college, and my parents is still married, and they've been married for all these years, and they have this perfect marriage. And to me, you, at times, because sometimes Dutchess was likable and fun, and but it just seemed like you thought you was better than everybody, Dutchess. It really did come off like that. And I really hate how you got down to the Breakfast Club. She put C's on blast, which is cool. She had her receipts, right? But you act like C's never did nothing for you. Like you did everything for him. And I do not believe you did everything. Yeah, you probably paid his child support. Okay. And yeah, you probably had some leases in your name. Yeah, but he helped you. You was on his show based on his tattoo parlor, right? That was his stuff. And you didn't want to give that man credit. Shame on you, Dutchess. She'd never to this day be like, well, you know what? Even though things didn't work out with C's, I still would like to thank him for the opportunity, and because he really did help to put her on. Yes, she was talented, but hell, we all got to start somewhere, right? But yeah, that really bothers me about her. And I also saw an interview with C's where he admitted that she was trying to get back with him. And this is like, I think this was like right before VH1 fired him. I guess she had told one of his relatives that she missed him, and for some reason I believe it, because I just feel like, you know how when somebody is telling you the truth is consistent, and and it's just like through the years, Dutchess has lied, you guys. Okay. She has lied.
One of the things I actually said in a few of my other podcasts is that if the person that they are now is who they are forever, would you stay? And I remember my life coach saying that to me, and I'm like, oh, no, we're going to therapy, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and not realizing that none of that stuff matters if they don't want it. If they don't want to change, if they don't want to be better.
What about you, though? When it came to your marriage with La Barbecue, okay, with Mr. LB, like, wasn't you the problem, too? Like, do y'all see what I'm saying with these two? They keep trying to put everything off on other people.
If they don't even see what they're doing is wrong, you're just really hoping for something that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you just said a lot. There's a lot to unpack. Thank you for sharing. I know I can only imagine. And some of it I have experienced, and being able to be in a space where I'm comfortable enough to talk about it, and knowing and accepting that it was a part of my journey to be able to help somebody else. What helps you get to this space after so much trauma, after trying to downplay who God had made you to be, which only made you greater? What helped you get here?
Honestly, healing. Like when you do the work, my healing made me feel like now my responsibility is helping somebody else heal. And can't nobody else heal if they don't know what's real with me. Like, how can a little girl who's experiencing what I experienced, how can she know that she can heal from it if she's never witnessed or heard nobody else say that they experienced it? And then I didn't want people to use what I went through as a weapon.
And that's another thing that just came to me. Speaking your truth gives you your power back.
Yeah.
Because as you just said, nobody can use it against you.
Yeah.
I know somebody tried to. You had an experience with that with one of your castmates from Black Ink, right?
Yeah. They sold the story to the Shade Room.
What story?
They sold the story to the Shade Room about me being molested by my uncle, about my father having a child outside the marriage. Like anything in my personal family that was bad, they sold it to them, and they did this whole story. And in that moment, I ain't gonna front. At that time, I was a different person.
You were healing.
I was healing. I wasn't healed at all.
Now, you guys, I'm not at all saying that Dutchess deserved that, right? And I'm not at all here to take up for C's, because I believe some of what she says about him, right? I do. But at the same time, Dutchess, they probably put that stuff out there because you was on that damn show acting like your life was so perfect. And the people on the show was so messed up. Because you really played off of Donna being a hoe. And Donna was a hoe. You're a hoe. You know you're a hoe. And we know because Donna went with everybody on that show, honey. Okay, shit. So she played up on that, you guys. She's so manipulative. I think she's a Pisces or something, a dark-sided Pisces. Played on that and made it look like, I will never forget that. And when I seen her do that, then she got up in C's face, all that fake crying, and babe, she pushed me down, and babe, she was trying to get back at C's. I guess he had hurt her, but it was a while ago he had cheated. So it's like, damn, if you wasn't going to forget it, man, you should have moved on. You can't hold no grudge for that long, right? So I don't know if she was still reeling over that, or if a new incident had came up. I I don't remember like seeing it on the show. So I don't know why she did that all of a sudden. I think it was the Sophie the Body. Something affected her that he did, right? Maybe he took some pictures or something with a model or something. Something like that, honey. But yeah, it was just childish to me. It's like, if you're going to be playing these damn games, just break up with the man.
And I'm just so grateful that God gave me grace to just be still. Like, I realized, like, and this is so real. I promise you, I didn't believe this when my mama used to tell me this every day when I would be home and I'm fired up, I'm mad. They don't watch the episode of the show and they talking about me again, and they on social media talking about me. And mind you, ain't nobody checked on me or know nothing about what's going on in my life, but they're using my image and my likeness to tear me down. And my mama used to always say, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Watch how God take it. God gonna take everything that the devil throw at you, and he gonna turn it around for your good. And I'd be like, no, he ain't. She said, he gonna make your enemies your footstool. And I'm like, Mom, God don't forgot about me. You know how we have those moments where we questioning God?
Because there's so much coming.
And literally, it did not happen right then.
Right.
It didn't happen within the year.
We wanted to be on our time.
It happened when I was past it. When I had already done the work, I've healed myself. I've gone through so much, and I put myself through the healing process. Once I get to a level of peace in my process, that's when God started exposing people.
Well, you know, he couldn't have done it when you weren't. Because then you would have been like, yeah, I told you.
Baby. When I tell you,
told you.
everything is in divine timing. It really is. But we be so in our own way that we want it to be how we want it to be. We want
when we want it to
the
be.
microwave mentality. And I'm so glad that God literally allowed me to move through it the way that I did, because I still have my face with no smudges. You know, like, nobody can say that I'm this type of woman or that type of woman, because I'm a woman of valor, of honor, with grace, with class. And I've demonstrated that. Even going through that dark space, I still didn't allow the darkness to make me dark. I still held on to my light amidst that storm. So that's one thing.
Is Black Ink canceled, you guys? Put it in the comments. I think they should be canceled. Once they got C's up off the show, to me, they didn't have no damn show no more. I'm not finna watch Puma. You know, I started liking Puma a little bit, after he came back. I still gave him the side eye. I'll never forget Puma jealous ass. He threw that damn chicken wing down and that damn C's tackled his ass to the ground. That damn C's, honey, he know he can fight, honey. I love me a Harlem man, honey. Shout out to him and Dame Dash, honey. Them Harlem boys, okay? It's just something about the niggas up in Harlem. Okay, them entrepreneurial type of niggas, honey, okay? But yeah, Caesar beat up those guys. Remember that Puma had sicked on him and Dutchess? When I tell you C's knocked them out one by one, child, I was like, damn, I ain't never seen nothing like that. Okay? Shit. Ooh, child.
I'm so grateful for it.
On my heart. Why are you speaking for me?
My twin.
No, seriously, because I know, as I was going through my story, you don't know anything about the reality experience that I had, but people just not being truthful with my name, my character, my likeness, my light, all of that. And me wanting to, like, no, that's not true. Like, but I was always taught that you sit back and you let God do his work. But it's hard when you have reality TV, social media, you have these bloggers.
The trolls, the bloggers. Good God almighty.
And not real journalists, but the bloggers, and you have journalists, and you have...
Oh, not real journalists. She trying to be... trying to be shady, honey, okay?
People that are really looking to try to find clickbait, even if it's your character and name that's being lied.
Girl, shut your ass up. You the same one, okay? You the same one that got your ass on social media and reported yourself to the cops on live. Who does shit like that? An attention-seeking trollop. Okay, that's who do stuff like that. That is so, like, that was so lame to me, you guys, that she did that. It was whack. Then you went and did something even whacker. You tried to, retaliate against him, and you the one that tried to mess up that man credit. Okay? Like, girl, the jig is up, Destiny. Okay, is that even your real name? Shit, we don't know. But yeah, both of these two women, honey, they both are victim blamers, and I'm not here for it. Okay, and I can't speak on LB and what he did do to Destiny, what he didn't do, but like, if he wrong, your ass is wrong too. And Dutchess, if Caesar is wrong, you wrong too, because you was just not perfect on Black Ink. You have yet to own up to your shiggity.
On and tarnished. So that was really, really, really difficult for me. And I realized too, in dealing with this type of world, is that if you don't, I was taught if you don't feed it, it doesn't grow, right?
I was never taught that.
I was. And in the process of this type of world, reality TV, social media being as big as it is, what happens is other people start trying to make it grow. And people don't sometimes think through the process of what folks are saying. They automatically take it as gold. And that's why I'm one thing glad that you said when you met me, you didn't know anything about me. You didn't judge me about being on TV because you didn't really, even if you did see it, you know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what it is. You know it could have been a whole production.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. That's the other thing about the world we come from. People are consumed by reality TV and not knowing that it's barely reality. It's instigating. And mind you, when we're on set and they're instigating and doing all this
it's
stuff,
real.
It's real.
Uh-huh.
It is real for us because
in that moment, I call it the social experiment.
We don't know that somebody's behind the scene pulling strings like a puppet, filling this person's head with these thoughts, telling this person that, and they're eating it up. You might not be eating it up, but they're eating it up with a spoon so that the next time they interact with you, now they on the defense, and you trying to figure out why.
Where the heck did this
come from? And now you're trying to defend yourself because in that moment, that's all you have. So it's a real serious double-edged sword.
Well, I'm going to be real honest with you. I really didn't watch Black Ink. I really didn't. I've seen some episodes, but I really didn't watch it. But I'll tell you the moment that I remember the most from maybe the handful of episodes that I watched was you walking away.
Yes.
And I vaguely remember it, but I remember it. And I was like, what?
Y'all, let me tell you, I've never told this story. Oh, God, I might get in trouble. I don't care. I can't care. When I left, that whole day, Big Fish, the production company, the producers, they did a whole lot. I'm talking about, they did a whole lot. They flew my brother and sister in. They paid a girl to say that C's was pregnant by her. I'm just praying that I get my brother and sister out of New York before I have to deal with any of this foolishness. Because we country folk. We not no city folk. My brother and sister, my brother had came to New York. He had came to New York to visit me prior to that. But my sister, this was her first time on a plane.
This is my issue with Dutchess. She says that the show is fake, right? So if it's so damn fake, then why did you believe what the girl was saying about C's? You act like you believed it. When in reality, and C's picked up on that too, you use that as a scapegoat to leave. You wanted to leave. You should have just said, I want out. I don't like where this relationship is going. You should have talked about the abuse then. I think a lot of us would have felt bad for you then. You know, y'all doing all this shit later. Destiny. You know, it's just like, that's why it's not landing. Okay?
And then coming to New York, a city she's never been to. So I'm dealing with those things just with my family. And I'm like, God, what are you saying to me? And my brother and my sister are there. And they're telling me, we did a tattoo. And I don't even think this tattoo made the cut on the show. That's why people, it's so crazy that they miss out on so much.
Oh, I talk about that
too. They don't know what's real. So I'm sitting there with my sister and my brother. And we're doing a semicolon tattoo on. I tattooed both of them. And then I tattooed myself. And I put a semicolon on my hand. And that semicolon was supposed to symbolize that it's a continuation, that life goes on after this. Because I was feeling like this was it. And I gotta be here. I gotta be stuck. So I made the decision right then and there. After I'm hearing my sister and my brother talk to me, and these are people that looked up to me, I'm the oldest. And they asking me like, how could you let this, why would you let people treat you like this? Like you don't deserve this. And I'm like, dang, because I ain't been around no family. I ain't been surrounded by no love. I've been surrounded by the energy of reality TV and people that want to create a moment. You feel me? This is who I've been around. So I'm around a bunch of fake ass people, to say lack of a better word. Now I'm around some people that really love me, that really care, and now it's hitting me different.
The wool is being pulled from back over your eyes. Mm-hmm.
I packed up all my stuff that I could take. I couldn't take but 2 suitcases. The apartment was in my name. I packed up 2 suitcases. Do you know last year was the first year I've been back to New York since I left that?
Wow.
I'm talking about
How many years has that been?
8 years. I left the furniture. I left a fully furnished. I called my landlord. I paid the lease up because I knew C's wasn't going to do it, and I wasn't going to let him mess up my credit. So I paid the lease up, and I told my landlord at the end of the lease, when he move out, because I'm already leaving, at the end of the lease when he move out, you can keep all of the furniture in there, do whatever you want to with it. I left with 2 suitcases. I wrote a Dear John letter. And I still got the screenshot of the Dear John letter, because I told myself I need to read this so I know I'll never in my life be in a position like this again. And I left that ring sitting right on the Dear John letter. I ain't even take the ring with me.
But what happened to this part, Dutchess? Tell Destiny, okay, because Miss Robinson got some receipts. And y'all remember this too. So if you just left him and you were so happy to get out of that abusive relationship, then why did you try to get back with him when y'all was in Puerto Rico? Let's take it back.
I can't deny how I feel about you.
I can't hate you because I love you so much. And I can't turn it off. I love you. It tear me apart.
If we can save it, I want to save it. Because I know I love you. And my love is stronger than my pride.
I love you too, Dutch. Look. Dutch, you passed that point. I'm sorry you feel this way. I'm sorry it's like this. But he went down to North Carolina. And I assume that this ain't gonna work. I don't know what else to tell you.
I know I lost you as my fiance, but I lost my best friend too.
Y'all hear her crying?
I've loved Dutchess more than I've loved any woman in my whole entire life. This is a woman I really thought I was going to marry, have kids with, have a family. But problems that can't be fixed. This love, it hurts too much.
He sound like he being sincere. So this is not the story that she's telling Destiny. Destiny, you probably need to go back and watch this show and quit with all this trauma bonding with Miss Dutchess, okay? Because both of you have for sure be lying. Ooh, child, a lie don't care who tell it, honey. Lied on Donna, lied on Destiny's show. Destiny a damn liar, like...
And I just walked away. And when I walked away, first off, the production didn't know what to do. Because I'm like, I want a flight, and I'm going home. And they're like, you can't leave. Y'all can't tell me what. I'm a grown-ass human. Like, what? I'm not staying here another day. I left. They put me in a hotel in Jersey. They put me in a hotel in Jersey because they thought I was going to change my mind. They did not want me to get out of there. I was ready to leave on that day. They changed they gave me a flight for the following day. I called the airline and moved the flight up because I wasn't playing. And I got up out of there. And I left with my head held high, and I left with a piece that nobody could take away from me. And I was scared to death because I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm in a TV contract, but I'm choosing me in my real life. Like, forget the TV stuff. This is my real life. And I left. And when I left, I did not know that it was going to help so many other women see that they can leave whatever they're going through, too. I hear...
Girl, shut up, shit. You and these damn lies.
I hear that every day of my life. That's why I know God used me.
Girl, God didn't have nothing to do with that. She another Destiny. Y'all gonna get enough of bringing God up into y'all foolishness. Okay, that is the devil. I can't hear no more of that, honey. Let me get to this other little part.
Yeah, now. So let's talk about how you left reality TV packed all your bags and checked the deuces, like, hey, I'm out of here, which was very powerful. I experienced something like that myself this last year. Yeah.
It look like you need to be taking yourself back to the show. Not that we want to see your non-transparent self on there, Destiny. Okay, but honey, how long you gonna keep selling the damn lottery tickets? Okay, child. You evidently ain't doing too good. You forging signatures and stuff. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, and then you move back home, and you open up your own tattoo shop.
Yeah.
How was that,
My baby?
Your baby.
I ain't gonna lie.
First, let's plug it.
Oh, Pretty and Ink. Pretty and Ink is my tattoo shop, y'all.
She don't feel the same way about it, you guys. Y'all remember how Dutchess used to brag about that shop?
It's my baby. It's a gift and a curse, though. The pandemic is what really hit me hard. Because, you can't
touch people.
You can't touch people.
Uh-huh.
So I had to pay bills for a business that I could not have open for almost 2 years. Exhausting all types of my savings.
Don't that sound familiar? Like Destiny.
Listen,
hold on to it.
We always had the same experience. I opened my beauty supply store 13 or 14 days before COVID hit. And we didn't know really what to do.
Yes.
And I had already paid for 6 months through the build out. So here we are in the thick of a pandemic where this is not what was it? It had to be a necessity or something like that. And then I'm pregnant. So I'm 4 months pregnant. So I'm not even wanting to be outside.
Right.
So I almost for a year paid for a space. So I understand.
When I tell you.
It's hard to get money when you can't even have the option to make it back.
What?
Yeah.
So I'm grateful that I have Pretty and Ink, but I ain't gonna front. I don't know. I think God is taking me to different places. I don't know how long I'm gonna be. I don't know how long I'm gonna have Pretty and Ink, just because I feel like maybe it has run its course. I want to do other things, and I want to really be an impact, and I want to really do stuff. Doing tattoos, I still love that, but it's not my primary anymore.
You would do it just because you want to do it, not because it's some
necessity. Exactly. So for me now, I love having a shop in a space where other artists that look like us can have a dope vibe to create their art in. But other than that, I'm not really that attached to it as I used to be.
That's interesting. Was you just trying to keep up with Caesar? Or maybe the pandemic probably really affected her and really, it did give, it gave us certain realizations, honey, about our lives. So maybe that's what happened with her.
But it's been one of the best things that I could have ever did for myself.
So how do you, and I talk a lot about being an entrepreneur, being a Black woman, and having your own business and living life and being able to deal with just life itself. What has your experience as an entrepreneur been?
A roller coaster.
Keep it 100, because people think that it is a popcorn. You rich, you do this, you do that. Yeah,
it's broke days. It's days where you feel broken. It's a roller coaster, and it's some moments where everything is just amazing, and you don't got no cares, no worries in the world. But if you're not willing to take the low of the low, you ain't gonna be able to take the high with the high.
You got that right. She telling the truth right there. Now I don't know about the rest of the interview, but but that is true.
And you got to really be able to balance what that emotion feels like when you're a business owner, because it's not always low and it's not always high. But it's understanding that balance and operating in those, those valleys and those troughs. Just getting through it. I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they think that it's gonna be easy because it's something that they love. But everybody don't love what you love.
That's the truth.
That's true.
So you just gotta maintain that level of love for it, but also have a level of understanding that you are the only person who has that love for it. It's yours.
All right, you guys, that's all I have to say about that, honey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.